Good morning, everyone. I'm Susan, and you are?
I'm Anne.
Yes, we're from Hilltop Harmony, and let me see if I can get this to go without doing that. I think I'm going to have to change the screen. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so there we go. This is us. So we're really excited. We're starting up some retreats. This starting November. It's the 4th, right? It's our first 4-day weekend juice fast retreat. So today we would just like to give you guys a little bit of information about juice fasting. So, would you like to read this, Miss Anne?
Sure. So it's by Rumi, which is one of my favorites. Fasting is the first principle of medicine. Fast and see the strength of spirit reveal itself.
Nice. We would also like to say that the information we're giving you, we're not medical people, so just take it with a grain of salt, right? So this doesn't substitute for visiting your doctor if you have any problems, right? So just,
Of course.
there we go. So, Anne, I'm going to just ask these questions and let you answer because you are the guru, right?
Sure.
So can we see that on the cast? Is it actually covered up by us? It might be covered up.
Yep. Let's move our
Let's see if I can.
faces. Let's
Do
move
you
our
have access to the thing? Can I do it? Or I'll
Yep.
just.
Oh, this
All
looks
right. That's all right. Yep.
there you go.
All right. So who should not go on a juice fast?
Well, as you can see, there's a pregnant woman there, and so that's probably not a good idea if you're trying to, have a baby inside of you and birth a baby. So that's one. I mean, other folks who are having problems with sugar definitely should check in with their doctor on such things. There are, of course, a lot of research being done around folks with insulin resistance, folks with diabetes, and all that kind of stuff. There is new stuff coming out, but absolutely you should check with someone. But basically, other folks can do these fasts, but it is absolutely imperative that you um, kind of check in with your body, make sure that you are feeling right, and everything about what you're up to has to feel like you're feeling okay while you're doing these fasts. Of course, you can drink juices along with your regular diet, so that's another really good added benefit. So you don't have to fast, you can just feast. So
Oh,
get a lot more out of your life with just adding juices.
okay. Cool. And so probably not breastfeeding too. Probably would be, if you need that energy, right? That might be another thing to cut out if you get
Sure, but you can absolutely add a juice. Um,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again, like we mentioned, we're not doctors, but these are added nutrients to your body. So,
Mm-hmm.
and
Cool.
of course, if there's anything that you're allergic to, please do not consume it.
Right. Right. So, Anne, I don't think many people know about this because you've done, I don't know how many juice fasts in the last 10 years or whatever, but I know over the holiday break, Christmas, January, you went on a crazy 30-day fast, but not just juice, it was water, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So that's amazing. So I
yeah.
told my sister because I was checking in on you for your birthday, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, if that was me, I think I would eat my arm off."
Right?
So, so do you have any advice for people who are, thinking about this, but they're afraid they're just like they can't deal with the hunger and they won't be able to do it?
Well, I'm not a scientist, but there's a hormone called ghrelin, and it kicks in during your normal meal times. It's kind of your body's alarm clock to say, "Hey, this is the time you normally eat.
Mm-hmm.
Feed me."
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel that and you have these hangry pangs, or you're just feeling like, "Oh my God, it's time for me to eat," that's that hormone, and it literally passes within like 20 minutes.
Okay.
It's amazing how that happens, and you do actually want to have a little bit of that gurgle, your stomach growling. You do want to have that because it means that your stomach is kind of, doing the final passage of some of your food. And I mean, I could be wrong too on that, so feel free
Maybe
to
it's shrinking.
check on that. But maybe, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we don't know about the digestive system. It's one of the unknowns, big unknowns in scientific world at
Wow.
this moment. We are currently, they are, I'm not,
Mhm.
but they are doing lots of research right now on the gut brain connection. Um, and all kinds of different things around the GI tract, your gastrointestinal tract, as well as what goes on in your colon, what goes on in your upper GI, what's going
Mhm.
on in your stomach, what does the pancreas and the gallbladder and all that kind of stuff really do.
I'm like, "Do you need them? Can you take out your gallbladder? What does that do?" What?
Many ladies have had it, right? Post pregnancy, they lose their
Mhm.
gallbladder, right? And so
Yep.
they're still alive, right? Although I think they're supposed to be abiding by a certain diet, but somehow no one's doing that. So none of my friends who've lost their gallbladder are a zero fat diet, blah, 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 blah. So somehow something's happening. Your body's healing or reconnecting or
Right.
whatever. This again, these are the things we're taking out appendix, gallbladder, and we're still living. So it's an amazing body that we have.
Wow. All right. Cool. So this is kind of a loaded question, right? Because everybody's different, but I think
Mhm.
some people might want to know how much weight can I lose if you're doing it, if that's your end goal, right? Is to lose some weight.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely depends on your body system, but I've seen anywhere between 5 and 10 pounds. So they always say if you're doing a prolonged fast, it's usually a pound a day. And you'll see a big chunk be lost in the first 3 days, and then we'll kind of level out.
Mm-hmm.
So you might lose about 3 to 4 pounds your first day,
Mm-hmm.
second day. It really depends on your body system.
Hmm.
I'm on the slower side, so I lose the low end of that. I might even lose just half a pound a day because I've got
Right.
my
Right.
all my issues.
Oh, dear. We all have them, don't we?
Right?
So yeah, another thing is like, how much water do you drink? How many glasses of juice? That kind of
Yeah.
thing.
So, when I do a juice fast, it's kind of all I can manage is 64 ounces of juice and 64 ounces of water, so it's about a gallon of liquid.
Mhm.
And so I just kind of stagger that throughout the day. Now,
Right.
of course, if you're having extra hunger pains or you're like, oh, I'm ravenous, drink more
Right.
juice, drink more water, just get more
Mhm.
liquid in there. It's
Mhm.
just that your hormones are a little more strong than the others,
Mhm.
or a little more strong than other folks. Um, I mean, there's certainly a lot of different variables within there, right? Like how much can you manage too?
Right.
You want to be sipping throughout the day though, to make sure that you're
Okay.
constantly and stuff because you there's a certain amount of detox and elimination you need to do
Mhm.
in the first few days.
Right. Right. So
Mhm.
this was another question that I think a lot of people might have with if, people who are addicted
Mhm.
to caffeine. So is
Yeah,
coffee allowed? Yeah.
yeah, coffee is definitely allowed. A lot of people have opinions about that.
Right.
But there is a significant population that are addicted to caffeine. And so if you try to do a juice fast and you try to quit caffeine at the same time, you're going to have a very horrible time doing it, which is fine. You can do that. I've done it. I've quit everything. My first juice fast, or my first prolonged juice fast, I quit everything all at once. And let me tell you, the headaches are real. The addiction that we have on caffeine is for real. I have coffee because it helps my digestion, and so there's a lot of research on that as well.
Mhm.
I also enjoy coffee. I enjoy the productivity that I get from it, kind of
Right.
jumpstarts the brain a little bit.
Yeah.
But absolutely, if I needed to give up for health reasons, I need to give up caffeine, I would.
Mhm.
It's just that, you know what? I've done months without caffeine, and then I came back to it. It didn't really have any true effect on me. I think giving up other things are more important at this time, right? Giving up the standard
Mhm.
American diet, giving up maybe some gluten and other things are way more
Right.
important than giving up caffeine.
Right. Right. For sure. Um, let's see
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
So
That's
this could be fun, right? So There's a lot of, yeah,
A
clear,
lot of things that can happen in the bathroom,
right,
absolutely.
right, depending on how much you're drinking liquid-wise
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, definitely one of those squatty potty kind of things, a little step. It really helps. And what does that do? It brings your knees up to your stomach and starts to put like a pressure on
Mhm.
your whole trunk
Yeah,
and just squeeze it all out, right?
yeah.
That can happen. I mean, even on a prolonged fast, I was still visiting the bathroom to go number two, I think, up until like day 14. I mean, this is it. There's a lot of stuff that we've got trapped in our GI.
Oh
Um,
my.
yeah, and the juice really helps to. Well, there's a couple of things the juice does. It pushes things through.
Mhm.
It causes that sort of almost like a diarrhea at that point, but really, it's just cleaning you out. You
Yeah,
know, and also what it does is the juice allows you to absorb the nutrients directly rather than having to masticate inside of your intestines. So if
mhm,
you imagine watching a snake eat its food, it kind of squeezes throughout. That's kind of what happens with us.
mhm.
We've got muscles in our stomach, and then sometimes our muscles are relaxed, so we're not really pushing it. We're not
Mhm.
squeezing as we should. We're kind of just relaxing, kind of pushing the food through, and so a lot of it gets stuck to our their insides of our intestinal walls. Sometimes your colon develops pockets. A
Right.
lot of people have pockets and they don't even know it.
What's
Um,
diverticulitis? Is that what?
yeah, diverticulitis, or you've got like the beginnings of that. There's different terms for it, but basically, a lot of folks don't even know it because, oh, well, I'm still going to the bathroom. Well, you're going to the bathroom probably because you're all full, and when you introduce more, it just pushes it along further. It doesn't necessarily push it out.
Right.
It's another real good benefit of fasting is that it kind of your body's like, "Oh, I'm crunching and there's nothing." And now it's like
Right.
before I'm so full and now I can actually crunch all the way down or masticate. I don't know any of the terms, but that's kind of what happens. And I can feel my when I'm fasting, I feel my whole stomach be a lot looser, less tight. I can also feel my back muscles loosen up. My
Hmm,
hip areas are loose. It's a great feeling actually. 'Cause it
hmm.
feels like, "Ooh, I have more movement. I can move around."
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
I actually got I don't know, a book or a guide years ago. I can't remember which one it was, but they did mention something about enemas. Is that
Yeah.
a necessity when you're juice fasting?
You know what? It's all about your comfort level.
Yeah,
If you wanna do enemas, it's
yeah.
absolutely fine if you can handle it. I mean, there's a whole bunch of research out there. If anybody knows about the Gerson therapy, they're very, into enemas. And what happens there, right?
Mhm,
You're introducing water into your colon,
mhm,
and you could do a coffee enema as well. There's a certain amount of research around coffee enemas and the benefits that you get, but basically it rinses. If anybody's left a pile of dishes in the sink, I think we all have, and maybe there's some water in a bowl. Well, the water line, below the water line, just
mhm,
water, forget soap, forget anything else, just below the water line, that food has released itself from the sides, whereas above the water line in a bowl,
mhm, mhm.
there's still a lot of garbage attached, right?
Interesting. I like
And,
that analogy.
right. Yeah, well, trying to keep it clean.
Yeah, in many senses of the word.
Right?
All right, that's enough of that talk. So you do get tired, right, in the beginning, um,
Mm,
but it
yeah.
usually fades after a while.
Everybody's system's different, right?
Mhm,
Sometimes, and even my system is different each fast as well.
mm,
Sometimes you get tired for the entire time. You're like,
mhm,
"Oh, I'm just not feeling this fast. I'm not really getting any energy from the juice." Well, your body's probably working on stuff.
mhm,
There's your body is a very smart organism, and it goes to the attention, the repair attention goes to where it's needed most. And so that fatigue is because, hey, Anne, hey, faster, you can't have energy right now. I got other things to do right now.
right. I got
And so
things to
that's
repair.
I got things to repair. Exactly. So
Mhm.
if you're in a juice fast and you've got a burst of energy, that means your body's like, "Oh, here, I got some leftover fuel for you. Here's some
Mhm.
energy for you." You
Mhm.
know? And so the fatigue can last. The typical, right, is the first day of fasting is like, "Oh, this is cool. I can do this. No problem." Day 2 is usually when people are like, "Whoa,
Mhm.
whoa. I'm not
Yeah.
into this." I
Yeah.
usually start fasts on a work day, and then my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th day or something like that, or 2nd and 3rd day are usually weekends. So you
Mm.
can easily start a fast on a Thursday night, go for Friday, and you're like, "Okay, Friday, I got this." And then
Mhm.
the weekend, you're like, "Ugh, yeah, I'm just gonna lay down and chill
Yeah.
out." And then
Mhm.
by Monday or Tuesday, you're kind of bounce back a little bit.
Gotcha. So this is why it's good to prepare, right? But say you are tired,
Mhm.
can you buy juices at the store?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Hey, the goal here is to get you into juice, right? You
Mhm.
can make it, you can buy it. But even in your picture, right? Those are not juices, right? Those are smoothies
Those are smoothies.
or
This is
they're
something to
like
be careful of, right?
frozen something or other, right? So you just have to
Mhm.
be careful and read the ingredients and also look at it, put it up to the light and see how thin it is.
Mhm.
Like there's certain brands that you can tell if it's moving slow, it's probably a smoothie. And also you can read the back too. If it's got
Mhm.
the items in it like bananas and I think even mangoes are really tough to juice. You can juice them, but they're really slimy and it's hard to kind of push them through the juicer.
Right.
But there's certain things that are inside the juices that you just have to be aware and read the ingredients.
Mhm.
There's certain brands that are just pure juices.
Mhm.
And so, definitely do your research on that one.
Mhm.
But yeah, you can buy them.
Right.
Um, and it's even better if it says it cold pressed
Cold
organic juice.
right, with a very short shelf life, right?
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
in the refrigerator section usually, right?
In the refrigerator section. You can also go to a juice store, right, and
Mhm.
order your juices and have them make them for you. I've done that in the past where I'm just like, you know what, my life is too busy, but I have to do this fast
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
need some detox. So I'm going
Plus
to go
the
to
mach
the juice store.
yeah, yeah, I was gonna
Absolutely.
say the machines themselves can take a lot of energy to clean sometimes, right?
It's the whole process, right? I did a 40-day juice fast, and immediately when I got home from work, I would go straight to it. I would rinse out my old stuff that I drank all day, put them in the rack, and then I would start chopping. And you had to chop, 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 rinse, chop, and then do a whole process. And I think I timed myself. It was about 2 hours to do it. It can take you long or short depending on how much effort. I do a
Mhm,
lot of processing inside of what I do for my juicing, and I
mhm,
also run my pulp through my juicer again because I just feel like, hey, there's so much. I feel like there's so much in this pulp still. I can squeeze more out of it,
mhm,
and so I really like to be thorough in how I extract that juice. So that's what can happen. It depends on the juicer as well. So
right.
yeah, I totally understand if you want to buy it. Absolutely.
Okay. And then we're just winding down here. This is probably one of the last slides here. So what's the best way to break a juice fast once you've met your goal?
Yeah, so definitely very, very light things, low fiber items, right?
Mm,
Or smoothie pulverized fiber, right? So if you want to do a sweet smoothie, a salty smoothie, if you're craving pickle juice or some kind of vegetable stew, something, anything that you do consume should be almost pulverized,
gotcha.
um, and things that are easy on your stomach. So
Mm,
a lot of people have different sort of reactions to different kinds of fiber. Like if I had a cabbage stew, oh my god, that would totally just bloat me up, and I would be like in pain. It would
right.
literally be in pain. So
Know your body, right?
right. Know your body or at least experiment and see. You know what? And it's okay if you mess up and you're like, "Oh, wow, I ate this thing because I was so darn hungry." That's
Right,
okay. You'll pay for it. The body will recover.
right. Or my office brought in donuts and I couldn't resist. Yeah,
Right?
probably not the best thing to break a fast
Probably
with, right?
probably not the best thing, but hey, your body wanted it and you're willing to pay for that in
Mhm.
pain. Hey, we've all done it and we've all made that mistake. But yeah, plan ahead. So plan on your
Right.
fast. Even have that break fast meal, your fast breaking meal ready, or soup
Mhm.
ready when you start your fast, because there
Gotcha.
will be moments that you're like, oh my god, I can't take this anymore, and you're like, okay, I'm going to wait a few more hours, I'm going to wait a few more hours, and like, nope, nope, I got to break this fast, and just do it. It's okay, you can always get back, you can always
Right,
get back on your
right.
fast.
This is the
I
problem because, like, food is such a social thing, right? You
It
know?
sure is. It sure is. And
Yeah.
there's so much about it that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm on a juice fast. And I actually said yes to go out with my coworkers or anything like that. You're
Mhm.
like, why did I do this to myself? And you're like, okay, I'll just have the broth, or I'll have the broccoli cheese. And can you guys put it in a blender for me? And the
Right,
broccoli might mess you up, the cheese might mess you up, but you're like, I had to have it. And then if you want, go back on. Go back on. I've done that as well. I've done juice fast, and then I'm like, I just need this one little piece of something, and then I go back on and like, all
okay.
right, I forgive myself
Yeah,
because I'm still doing it. I'm still
yeah,
doing it. I feel a little bit bad, and yeah, it's true,
right.
you broke your fast, but that's okay. We're human. We
Mhm,
can't be
mhm.
perfect.
Yeah, exactly. All right, awesome sauce. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, everyone, and Miss Anne.
Sure.
Um,
Pleasure.
so is there anything else you wanna say in closing?
No, just go for it. Do it. Don't go crazy, just do it.